Welcome back to another YouTube video, episode number 3. I would usually always do 3 like that, but 3. Episode number 3 of this prep series. Obviously, as you have guessed from the title of the video, this is going to be a full day of eating. What I am currently eating every single day to get in shape for my competition, alright? The reason for this is obviously it's good to give you meal ideas and things like that, but more so I want to just kind of give you advice in regards to what you can do to change your food the more in depth you get into your diet, if that makes sense, alright? Because what you'll find is like the biggest mistake I find people making is, even though they're hitting their calories and macros, especially my clients, they're just having the wrong types of food. They're having foods that are very, very low volume and high calorie, which is fine for hitting your macros, but it's not filling you up, it's not keeping you satiated, right? Which basically means keeping you full. So that's something that I'm going to document along the way, is when I do change my foods, why I'm changing them, and just things that you can implement into your day-to-day diet to help with that, alright? So anyway, meal number 1 for me is 100 grams of Cocoa Pops. This is exactly a meal that I would definitely not recommend you have when you are dieting down, because it's very, very low volume, alright? For me, it's like I can eat that in like 5 minutes and it digests very, very well. However, that's good for me because I'm just off the back of an off season. My food is still high, so I'm not that hungry right now. However, this is like a meal that you could change out for rice or even more so potatoes that are going to make you feel a hell of a lot fuller. So meal number 1, 100 grams of Cocoa Pops and 40 grams of whey, alright? So anyway, welcome back, sit back, relax and enjoy this video.
Great Wednesday so far, and everything's all good on your end. So a really good first week. Great week in the books, mate. Good to see the body weight is heading down in the right direction.
Pre-workout meal. Top tip, something that I've done literally God knows how for how many years. Always pre-cook like as many meals as possible in advance, alright? So what I do is actually pre-cook all my chicken for like 4 days in advance. So I'll take 600 grams and make that into 4 150 grams. Fantastic maths, Ben. Reason being is that takes most of my time. So if you can try and do it like on a Sunday and then cook for 4 days, then on like a Thursday or a Wednesday or whatever, then cook for the next 3 or 4 days, that's going to save you so much time, alright? Not only that, but like that's where a lot of people will slack. And then when they come home from work or they're a busy day or whatever and they don't have meals cooked, they'll be like, I can't be arsed cooking, I'm going to sack it off, alright? So what I do is I obviously have this already cooked. If you missed it, if you missed last week's episode, alright, episode number 2, I would have quickly mentioned the best thing that's ever been bought for me, alright? Rice cooker. Please, 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 if you have rice at all in your life, do not ever cook it in a pot again, alright? Literally, this bad boy, I don't know how much it cost, I got it gifted from my stepmom. Rice in here, bang the lid on, 10 minutes, boff. Chicken and rice, chicken and rice. Classic, classic, classic. Bro bodybuilder. Do not think for 1 second that you need to eat chicken and rice. The only reason I have this, I've had it every single day for as long as I can remember before I go train, alright? Because to me, your pre-workout meal is going to be the most important meal of the day, because this is basically the meal that's going to fuel your session. If you have a small meal, you go into your training starving, it's not going to be ideal. Or if you have a meal that does not digest well with you, you go into that meal feeling sick, sluggish, lethargic, that's also not going to be ideal, alright? So we have 100 grams of rice, 150 grams of chicken and 100 grams of green veg. That green veg being some beautiful little peas, man. I also have 2 grams of pink Himalayan salt and 2 grams of low salt for sodium and potassium. That's going to help get a fucking pump. Also, it's going to help transport nutrients and also with hydration. One thing quickly, in regards to this meal, one thing I always try and do, and I say to my clients, especially if you are a coach or if you are, it doesn't actually matter, any job at all, try and switch off from whatever you're doing that morning. So for me, it's coaching, so from like a business mind, try and flick the switch into like athlete mode. So give yourself 10 minutes. When you are eating this meal, try and watch something motivational that's going to get you in the mood to train, and then have that meal and then crack on from there. Alright, but I'm going to enjoy this. Also, before I forget, actually, we have 25 grams of dark chocolate, a fantastic fat source that I like having in my diet. Again, this is going to help slow down the digestion of carbohydrates so that you do not crash during your session. Alright, so I'm going to enjoy this, chill out. Also, another thing, I keep remembering things. Anybody recognise this bowl? I know a few of you watched my prep series in 2019. This is the same bowl. It's not a dog bowl. I did not buy it from Pets at Home. Somebody legit asked me, did you get that from Pets at Home? No, it actually came with my scales a few years ago. And I wondered to myself, how many calories have I consumed out of this bowl? Because I've had it for 3 years now and I've had every single meal, give or take a few, throughout this bowl. So anyway, I'm going to crack on, eat this, and I'll catch you for the intro workout. Next up, we have my intro workout stack. Intro workout is simply a drink that I have during my workout. Alright, we have carbs, creatine, and EAs, essentially amino acids. In regards to the carbohydrate source that I choose, I would definitely not recommend having like a bagel or food during your workout because it's going to be hard to digest, alright? You want to make sure that you're having something that digests well, gets in your stomach and gets out of your stomach ASAP, alright? So by having highly branched cyclodextrin carbohydrates, that does exactly that, alright? You're literally just drinking it and it's topping up the fuel stores in your muscles, the glycogen stores in your muscles whilst you're training, so it's fantastic, alright? In regards to essential amino acids, EAAs, firstly, they taste fantastic, so it's nice to actually drink that instead of just having unflavoured carbs and unflavoured creatine. But also, they're going to help from a performance standpoint and a recovery standpoint, alright? They're also going to help with hydration during your session as well. In regards to creatine, I have 5 grams daily. This doesn't actually matter when you take it. You don't need to take this during your session. In regards to the carbs and EAAs, I would recommend you do, but this is going to help from an energy standpoint during that training session as well. In regards to amounts I have 25 grams of cyclodextrin carbohydrate. That is just due to me dieting. If you were in like peak off season, you could obviously have more of this because it's just going to help you get your carbohydrates in. So there's a fantastic tip for hard gainers. EAs, I actually have 25 grams of this, however it's only 15 grams of EAs because 10 grams are BCAAs, which are branched chain amino acids, alright? In regards to creatine, 5 grams daily, nice and easy. Also, quickly, forgot to mention, pre-workout is something I have on my training days. Now, today we actually have push, so I don't actually have as much pre-workout. It's something that I'm trying to do is like bring this down a little bit and utilise it on leg sessions. However, when, like today, I'm feeling pretty tired, a little dunt is fantastic. So the pre-workouts that I use, MV Pre 2.0, it is the sweet apple raz, which I'm guessing is sweet apple and raspberry. I only have like between 7 and 9 grams on this session. If I had legs, I would have 15 grams, which is basically a full scoop. I think a full scoop's 17, but maybe one day I'll branch out and have the 17, but that extra 2 grams goes to your nut, mate. Also, non-stim pump formula. These are going to be fantastic for people who train later on in the night. Obviously, do not go banging pre-workouts before you go to bed. I don't know how the fuck I got away with it when I was younger, but me and Sean would literally have like 3 scoops of pre-workout and 2 coffees and then go train at 9 o'clock at night. Maybe that's why I never grew, but anyway, heading for push today. I'm not actually going to record this session. I want to keep this as like a full day of eating, so I don't want to add another 5-10 minutes onto the video just showing you my session. If you want to see what my push session is, last week's video it was in there even though it was devolume, but I will catch you after training for post-workout meal, man. Post-workout meal, a rather large meal, probably my biggest carbohydrate meal. Somebody actually said to me the other day, why don't you have Cocoa Pops? I have Tesco's Choco Snaps, or I go to Aldi and get them. Why? Because Cocoa Pops are £3 for like 500 grams, mate. When I was in the off season, I was having 350 grams per day. I am not spending £3 per day on fucking Cocoa Pops when you can buy schnapps for like 80 pence or something. So, what's that guy? That's that guy's name again? Martin something. Martin Lawrence. I was going to say Martin Luther King. He's definitely not a money-saving person. Anyway, post-workout meal is a meal that digests very, very quickly, alright? As we spoke about in regards to the pre-workout meal and your intra, about keeping glycogen levels topped up, now because I have trained, I am empty of those levels. So you want a carbohydrate source that's going to go digest quickly and go into those muscles quickly to top those back up so that you recover for your next again session. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. Pretty fucking raving. So we have 150 grams of cocoa snaps, right? Not cocoa pops, cocoa snaps, the gyro ones. 40 grams of whey. Another thing I would make sure you do, similar to your pre-workout meal when I spoke about flicking the switch from work mode to athlete mode, on your post-workout meal, make sure that you give yourself like a bit of time for your heart rate to come down, alright? I see so many people like going from their session and eating their post-workout meal at the gym. Like, give your heart rate a chance to lower, and that's going to help massively with digestion, alright? So I'm going to chill out, relax, and have my post-workout meal. Oh my god, I am absolutely starving now. I'm actually, like, see that way you go up your hypo. I'm just in from a walk and I'm very, very hungry, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. This is meal number 4. It's actually meant to be meal number 1. However, because I now train earlier on in the day, my first 2 meals are higher in carbohydrates, as you've seen. So this is literally just a meal to help hunger, and we have 200 grams of mixed berries, 20 grams of peanut butter and 40 grams of whey. I literally just put them in the microwave nice and warm, the peanut butter melts through it. However, if it's a very nice day outside and I'm having this meal during the day, I just have them frozen and it's absolutely fantastic. So this is literally such a low calorie meal. There will be more meals like this introduced into my day, especially my rest day. Like, I have like 2 of these meals. As I said, it just curbs hunger, gives you some good nutrients from the fruit, and it's very, very low in calories. So I'm going to eat this, chill out. I'm literally shaking, I'm fucking starving. Hope it covers some hunger and then go from there. Also, usually I don't have any today because I fucking drank the last one yesterday. I have like a can of 7-Up, which is like diet carbonated juice. That's definitely a tip that I would have if you're very, very hungry. It's literally a 0-calorie drink that you can have. You can only have 7-Up or Fanta because those are the only 2 that I know of that are caffeine free. But if you know any other caffeine free drinks, let me know. Catch. Is that on there?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, this is literally, I say this every single start of these clips, this is take number 700. So many people think I'm fantastic on camera, but I get so frustrated and I get mixed up and things like that. However, I'm just going to post this, so if this is bullshit, it's going in the fucking video. This is my final meal of the day, alright? This, as I have been trying to say the past 10 clips, is as important as your pre-workout meal and your post-workout meal, in my opinion. The simple reason being is that when you're trying to make any sort of progress, people neglect how important sleep is. And if you're going to bed starving, you're not going to get a good sleep. So please, 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 even if you're on low food, make sure you have like as big a meal as you can and save some carbohydrates and things like that for your last meal. So for my last meal, we have definitely the most filling meal, alright? 125 grams of oats, 100 grams of raspberries, 30 grams of peanut butter, 100 grams of banana and 40 grams of whey. So it doesn't actually look that nice. I've not got the banana in yet, but it looks like kind of sick in a bowl, but it does taste very, very nice. I'm actually going to try and branch out and get different flavours of protein because I literally use the same foods every single day. But however, I was also going to mention my supplementation. However, I'm going to do that in a separate video, alright? Also, you're probably asking what these are. If you don't know, the blue light blocking glasses. I will talk about them in a further sleep video. However, what I'm going to do is a full breakdown of meal 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, what the macros were, what the calories were, because I don't actually know what my macros and calories for each meal are. I have no idea how much food I'm on. All I know is that AJ says, eat this at this time, and that's all I do. So anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up because I want to chill out, wind down, put the camera away and get to my bed. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I said, it's like just an insight to what I'm eating currently. This will change along the way, and it's something that, like, the foods in that are not that fantastic, especially if you're dieting and you're watching this to get advice on dieting. Like, probably don't choose these foods, as I mentioned earlier on in the video. However, along the way, when I do get more hungry and things like that, I will be chopping and changing my foods, and I'll tell you when I do that and why at the time. Alright, but anyway, episode 3 is now done. The prep series continues, and I will catch yous next week. Thanks for watching.